Hello, everyone. Good evening. You're welcome to the section this evening. We are live now. If you're here, please indicate with your name and where you're joining us from. Do we have people in the house? Hello, good luck, good evening. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Dran. Good evening. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Please let's invite our friends. We are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Please invite your friends to join us. Today is going to be another explosive section, and I'm super excited as to the package that we have for tonight. So we'll be having the convener and the kingmaker in our midst. Please invite your friends. They shouldn't miss this section for anything. They shouldn't. Welcome, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for sticking with us from day one. Today is a grand finale. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are having this program because you are here. I mean, we can't be talking to just the space, but then we are having the section because you are here. Thank you so much for joining us. We can't wait to kickstart. Yes, I believe some other persons are already putting in place the strategies that they've been learning from day one. We can't wait to kickstart 2024. We can't wait to start dominating and make transfer of influence. So please start chatting up your friends. Tell them to join us. We are live. We are live. Our guest speaker is going to be here in a few minutes. Our convener, Our president, Go David, is going to be here. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Send the link to your friends. We are about to start. We are about to start. We are about to start. So while we are waiting for the section, let's go over what we've been learning from day one. If you're here, you can just put in the chat box that one big hit that you've heard, that one big word that's poured you up, that's instilled that fire in your bones. Let us know. Tell us what you've been learning from that one thing that's you've heard on to and say, yes, this is what I've been looking for. Yes, 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 yes. Let us know, let us know, let us know. The theme for this program is positioning young leaders for dominion in 2024. And from the first day, about it. So tell us, what's that big hit for you? What's that big word? That thing that you're holding on to from the first day. I just mentioned mine, the highlights I got from the one. You can know something about everything, but then look for one thing and know everything about that something. So let me see our comments on the chat box. Let us know what you've been learning so far. Let us know what you've been learning so far. Your feedbacks will go a long way to help us to to measure. Or I'm waiting for comments. I'm waiting for comments. Good luck is saying tonight will be a great night. We can call it the night with the kingmaker. Yes, 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 yes. So I'm waiting for our comments. Let us know what you've been learning so far. Okay, I can see that the kingmaker is here already. Um, he'll be coming up in a few minutes' time. I just want to get one more feedback from somewhere.
Hi, Quinette. Can you hear me?
Oh, good David. Good evening, sir. I can hear you
Good evening.
loud and
Good evening.
clear. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here tonight.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm super excited. I mean, today is going to be loads of value. My pen and my jotter is set, and I believe others are already ready for tonight. Okay. Christabel, you're welcome. You're welcome. Christabel is saying so far the sessions have been mind blowing. Yes, yes, yes. It has been explosive. It has been instructive. Good luck is saying every problem is multifaceted. Yes, that's a highlight from you. Thank you so much for those feedback. So we're going to be going right straight into the section for tonight. I want to really appreciate our convener, the kingmaker, our president, for the time and the effort and everything he has put in place for this program to hold. I mean, it's been a lot in having since. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time. So I'm going to be reading the profile of our guest speaker, and then we'll go right straight into the section. Mr. Go David is the founder and president of L'Inspiration, a leadership development organization. He's a leader who is passionate about young people discovering and fulfilling their divine purpose and assignment here on earth, pushing beyond the limits in their minds and in their environment to living their best lives. He's a brand strategist, a brand designer with excellence, a leadership trainer, and a digital entrepreneur. He's the author of four books: Beyond Skills, Make Your Year Count, Commanding Your Creativity, and WhatsApp Daily Alert Secrets. He has successfully worked with several SMEs and big businesses across the globe, helping them gain clarity, build systems, for improved profit and design branding and marketing solutions that drive results. In this list includes NNPC, University of Port Harcourt, gracing this event with your presence. We're so excited to have you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I believe you can hear me.
Good
Good
evening, sir.
afternoon,
I can hear you, sir.
morning, from wherever you are watching us from. It's amazing to be here to anchor today's session. I see all our amazing comments. We've been having an amazing time since we started this program on Friday. On Friday, we learned a lot from Mr. Simeon Taiwo, and then yesterday we had an amazing session with Mr. Tami Idima. So today would be mind blowing. I don't have words to use to explain what we would be learning tonight, but I'm sure that at the end of this session, you will be set for dominion in 2024. You would have enough wisdom, enough insight, enough knowledge, and even enough power, right, to go out and then conquer your year and also conquer the remaining years of your life. So after all the sessions, the previous sessions with our speakers, I began to wonder what I would even talk about again because it seems they've touched on almost every important thing I would have even spoken about. But then we always have different wells, and what I have to give to you would surely be different from what our previous speakers have given to us. But I'm really excited because I've not really done this in this light, what I'm doing today. I've not done this in this light before. And so we'll be sharing some very deep things that will help you have dominion in 2024. And I'll be going through scriptures. You know me, I'm a pastor, right? Yes, and aside from being a pastor, there are things that we do in life that we cannot do away with the word of God. We cannot do away with the scriptures. And it is from this light I will be sharing with you how to dominate in 2024. All right, so quickly, I want to go back to foundations, right? So this year, the tag of this session, I don't know if you have it on your screen. You could type it on the comment section so I would know that you're following me. What's the title of this session on YouTube over there? I think dominating in 2024, right? So just type what you are seeing on the screen as the team and let's see it on the comment section. So that's the focus for tonight, right? How do you dominate? How do you lead, right, in 2024 and have dominion? How do you conquer your year? How do you have influence? How do you get results? How do you know, get everything that is needed in your life to dominate in 2024? I don't know, can you hear me? All right, fine. I think I'm back. I had the network glitch just now. All right, good. I see your comment. I see your comment. I see your comment. Thank you very much for dropping those comments. So yes, let's get right into the session for this night. Please, if you have your Bibles, you may have them, you may not have them. But then we have want to go to the very foundation where it all started. Where was the first time that this thing called dominion was cited in scriptures? And what did God have to say about dominion? That's what we want to take, and then from there we would fly and then get into some big things tonight. But be sure that this year, after this session, you are not going to have the same results that you have been having before now, right? So let's see Genesis 1:26. That's the first verse we'll look at. That's basically the only verse we'll look at throughout today, but then I will draw some deep insights from this verse. Genesis 1, verse 26, right? So the Bible says, and God said, let us make man in our image, right? According to our likeness. Let them have dominion. I'll stop there. Let them have dominion. Do you notice that this is the first thought that came to the mind of God? God at creation, he was to create man, and then he called Jesus and called the Holy Spirit together, and he said, let us make man in our own image, first off, according to our likeness. And then he says, to rule. If you use the strong concordance, you'll find that the word there was not even, and let them have dominion. The word was to rule. So the thought that came to God's mind at creation, after everything he had created, all the animals, all the trees and everything, the earth, the seas, the first thing that came to his mind when creating man was to rule. It was to have dominion. So when we came this year and then we have a team, and we say the team of the year is dominion, we want to help every one of us go back to the foundational mind of God at creation. It means that you and I, we are created to dominate. We are created to have dominion. Before the fall, before every other thing that happened, and then man had to fall into sin, and then many problems came up there about the singular assignment, the singular task that God gave man at creation was dominion. Let them have dominion. Let them rule. Let them conquer. Let them govern. Let them lead. That is God's intention for you, for me, as leaders, as his creation. And do you also know that that is also God's trait? That is one of his personalities. That is one of his attributes. He is king. He is Lord. He is a ruler. He has dominion. And so he created us to be like him. And then the definition he now gave to that creation was to rule. So the question I will now ask you, listening to me now, I don't know if we have enough time to really go into everything, but are you already dominating? Do you have dominion? Are you conquering? Are you ruling? Are you leading? Or you are just okay with your life? Everything is fine. I'm okay. I don't need anything. I just want to survive and possibly just die. And that's the life many persons are living, actually. They don't care about. I will explain more of this, what God means by to rule, right? Because it says to rule the fishes of the sea, the fowls of the air, and all that. But then, are you concerned about this word, dominion? Have you thought about it in the first place? That was the thought of God at creation. That was his thought. That was his mind. That was what he had in mind when he was creating you and creating me. And so if that was his thought, it means that should also be your thought. Because there should not be a disalignment with your thought from that of God for you. So let them have dominion. So how well you have dominion and fulfill the ministry and the assignment that God has given us on the earth is seen by how well you tame and control the earth and the elements of the earth to your advantage. So there, I will go back to that verse where God says, let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowls of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth. Take note. over all the earth. And then it says, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God is saying the dominion you are to have here is over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, over all the earth. Now, this is cumulative. This is for everyone. It's summed up all humans, right? So you may not be able to dominate on every sphere. But God is saying this is the general assignment for man. Have dominion over all the earth. Have dominion over all the earth. And the man who understands this simple assignment, this simple principle, will not only dominate the earth alone, it will also dominate other humans, other beings. Not because it was designed to dominate other men, or to conquer other men, or to oppress other men. That is not God's intention. But when a man thoroughly understands this principle, it becomes higher. Was not to rule or dominate man, but because he understood the principle of God saying dominate the earth. So he was conquering territories. He was increasing his borders. He was planting trees, planting fruit. His yield increased. His profit increased. His results increased. And so people begin to see these things, and then they want to possibly come under him, learn under him, become like him, and then they subject themselves to him. And then there are some who now use this as advantage to now oppress other lands and all that. But that's not where we're going to. What I'm saying here is that the man who understands this principle and understands that God has created him for dominion will eventually dominate on the earth. Right? So the question now is, what is dominion? What is dominion? I like my sessions to most likely be interactive. So pardon me if I ask you to type, right? Just for a few minutes. What is dominion? In your word, what do you understand by dominion? In summary, it means to rule. But let me hear what you think. This is because I want it to be engaging, right? I want to see your comments on the chat box while we proceed. So we'll be checking. What does it mean to dominate? What is dominion, right? In your words, I will still explain from God's perspective. But what is dominion as it stands? What do you understand by the word dominion? 1 minute I will give to us, and then we'll push up from here because of time. Okay, so I'm saying, Kenneth says, to control, right? To control. Now that's a word. That's a definition, which is also not bad. To control, yes. I'm saying to exact influence in a territory. Amazing. To exact influence in a territory. I'm saying to take charge. Powerful explanations here. Powerful definitions. To take charge. To control, to take charge, to exact influence. All right? Do we have any other comments before I move on? To control. Dominion is sovereign power, authority, or right of governing or controlling anything at all. Sovereign power, total power, complete power, total authority, or right that is given to you to govern or to control. So it means that you have the sovereign right. And God has given you that sovereign right. He has said, take, go and rule. He has said, take. I have given you everything in your makeup, right? I've given you in your mind. I've given you have you noticed that you're not an animal? He created us to be higher in the hierarchy of things, of all his creation. He created us last to be like himself and then to be higher than every other of his creation. So in the order of things, you are not an animal. You cannot be an animal. You are meant to be higher. You have the thinking faculty that they don't have. And one of the things that make you like God is that you can think. It may surprise you that of all of God's creation, none has the ability to think except man. Every other of God's creation on the earth, none has the ability of thoughts. But God created you, created me, so we can what? Think. And that's one thing that even gives you an advantage over every other of God's creation on the earth. So the question I'm asking now, do you think we will get there? We will also get there with time, right? So anything you do in life, as you are in this session, you are listening to me, anything you do that does not equate to ruling, that does not equate to having dominion on the earth, is less of God's expectation and demand on your life. So you're actually operating below par, below standard, below expectation of God on your life. When you refuse to think, when you refuse to implement, when you refuse to dominate, you are operating on a low ladder, on a low step in the ladder of God's expectation of your life. Right? So, what's the goal of God? The goal of God for creating you is that you have dominion. So let's quickly look into these things because I know I have limited time, so I have to be very fast so we can cover up as much as we can tonight. So let's quickly go down a bit on that same Genesis 1. We'll go to the next verse. There's another instruction that God gave after thinking and deciding with the Godhead. He said, let us. Then eventually in the next verse 27, God now made. And after making, in verse 28, see what he now said. He said, and God blessed them, and God said unto them. So after deciding amongst themselves, he created. After creating, he now instructed. And the instruction that God now gave is, number one, be fruitful. Number two, multiply. Number three, replenish the earth. Number four, subdue it. And then number five, have dominion. So God said 5 things. Number one, he said, be fruitful. Number two, he said, multiply. Number three, he said, replenish the earth. Number four, he said, subdue it. Number five, he now said, have. So he said, I want to connect something, and I hope you understand as I try to connect this dot. In verse 26, he said, to have dominion. Let us create man. Let us make man. To rule. So the assignment was to rule. Then, verse 28, he didn't just create them and say and bless them and said, go and rule. He now said, be fruitful. He gave a command. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue. Then I said, have dominion. So if you can't have 1, 2, 3, 4, you can't have 5. Do we understand? If you are with me, please, I want to know you are with me in the comment section. Without 1, without 2, without 3, without 4, you can't have. The only thing in that verse that he said have was dominion. That was the initial intention. The intention was dominion, have dominion. But before you can have dominion, you must go through 1, go through 2, go through 3, go through 4. So the first command was be fruitful. Multiply. Replenish. Subdue. Then he said have dominion. Now, one of my mentors would usually say, be, do, have. So there's one B there said, be fruitful, do multiply, do replenish the earth, do subdue it, then have dominion. So it begins first with becoming. If you don't become, you cannot do. And if you don't do, you cannot have. Those are the three things. So the becoming is become a fruitful person, just like a tree. Be fruitful like a tree. Bear fruit. The meaning of the word fruitful means bear fruit. It also means to branch off. I don't know if you understand what I'm getting at. How fruitful are you? If I tell you you will have dominion in life, you have to start here. You have to be fruitful. Any tree which beareth not forth fruit is cast down. You are as useful as the fruits that you bear. And you can't dominate unless you have fruits. I believe we are following. Thank you. I see our comments. So you must first be fruitful. Branch off. Okay, you have finished your study on campus. You are now a graduate. So have you branched off from what you have learned on campus to now producing fruits with that thing you have learned? Have you branched off from the university life to start bringing results, practical results that people can actually benefit from? Because fruits are beneficial to others. What makes you go to a tree is not that the tree is fine or the tree is big. What makes the tree useful to you is that there is a fruit that you can eat of or sell. The question I'll ask you is, how fruitful? How much fruits are you producing? How much fruits are you producing? How much service do you have to offer? What do you have to offer to your world? I say you want to dominate, you want to have dominion. We have said it, we have declared it, we have prophesied it, and we are expecting it from this year onward. And as I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself, I'm speaking to everyone. We are expecting dominion this year. Or it's already commanded, we are already dominating this year. It's already prophesied, it's already given. But the question is, are you fruitful? Are you bearing fruit? Do you have something you can give to someone else, and the person will appreciate that you gave them that thing, and will be willing to pay you even for giving them that thing? How fruitful are you? Then number 2, it says multiply. To multiply means to increase. So this is not a becoming now, this is a doing. Do multiply. So you have become in the aspect of bearing fruits, right? You are having fruit. You have become a tree that can bear fruit, right? You are not bearing those fruit. How do I multiply? How do I increase? Because there's no dominion without increase. There is no dominion without increase. How much fruit am I producing? How can I increase my yield? One goal of every business or every businessman is how to improve profit. And one of the best ways to improve profit is to improve or increase your product. So how can I multiply this? How can I increase this? That's the thing you go on to next. Then the next is replenish the earth. It didn't stop at do multiply. It now says do replenish the earth. It means that you don't stop at. Now this is God's command to you as a man. It is not just me saying something. It is God's command to you. It now says replenish the earth. To replenish means to fill up. Fill up with your message, fill up with your product, fill up with whatever. See, any business, let me use business as an example. Let me use for something that every one of us, or majority of us, would relate with. Dangote, for instance, in Nigeria. One of the reasons why is the wealthiest man in Africa from Nigeria is because his business is filling up the earth. There's no state in Nigeria you go to that you will not see a Dangote store. They spread it everywhere. Their cement store is everywhere, cement depot everywhere. But if they are focused only on Lagos alone, they won't have such dominion. They won't be recognized so much. They won't have so much wealth and so much profit. So every business you see that makes profit, that dominates the market, that dominates their space, that dominates their niche, their industry, they are those who are willing to fill the earth, to spread and go wide and go far. This may look big for some of us. How do I fill the earth? How do I? It's for some who can catch it. But even if you can't fill the earth, fill your space. Fill your territory. Fill your domain. Let them know of the value you have. Let them know that you have something to offer. Then the next thing I said, subdue it. Subdue means to cast down, to keep under, to suppress. It means that after you are doing these good things, there are some things you will need to cast down. There are some things you need to suppress. There are some things you need to keep under. What are those things? Obviously, in any life, anyone's life, you are pursuing a particular cause, expect there will be challenges. Expect there will be hindrances. Expect there will be possibly war. Expect even in your mind, there will be thoughts that will come and say, you can't achieve this. You shouldn't go for this. Then Paul's prescription is now cast down imagination. Cast them down. This is an example of what you subdue. So there are things that come up to hinder this dominion, to limit you. What do? You cast them down. You subdue them. Subdue those thoughts that says, no, you can't achieve this, you can't do this, you can't go that far. You subdue each and every one. And then when you have succeeded in doing all these four, having dominion becomes a norm. It's now an automatic thing. It's now there. You are in charge of your life, in charge of your results, in charge of the testimonies you begin to see in your life. It happens norm. It happens automatically because you have succeeded in doing the four before the dominion comes. I believe we are following. If you are following, please let me know in the comment section you are following. You are getting value tonight. Let me see in the comment section those who are here with us and they are getting value. Tonight, after tonight, you will go back, you sit down, you ask yourself, am I really dominating? Am I really fulfilling the assignment of God for my life? Am I really doing what God said I should do? Am I fulfilling the mandate of creation for man? Am I doing that? You ask yourself that question. All right? So, let me see those who are following in the comment section. And then quickly, I have just looked at the foundation of dominion. That's the first thing I've looked at. The foundation for dominion. And I've showed you the foundation already. Now, the next thing I want to go into, we have 3 things to look at tonight, then we'll call it the night. We ask some questions, I call it the night. Right? I'll look at the tools for dominion. The tools for dominion. After the tools, we will now look at the character of true dominator. So, what are the tools for dominion? What are the tools for dominion? Number 1, your mindset and your beliefs. Your mindset and your beliefs. If the devil wants to steal anything from you, it starts with your mind. If the devil wants to limit you, it starts with your mind. In fact, society is programmed in such a way that they make you see yourself less of who God sees you as. the program of society, because it is governed by the devil, right, is to make you see yourself less of who God sees you are. So in the eye of God, just like Jeremiah, I am but a child. But in the eyes of God, you are a mighty man. You are a prophet. And then some of you have begun to think of possibilities of building a mega business, possibilities of building a massive industry, possibilities of traveling abroad and conquering a sphere. You have seen some of these possibilities, you have dreamt about them, but it's not coming to fruition because the mindset you carry is that I am but a child. I cannot do this. I am not built up for this. Whereas from the foundations of the earth, you were actually built up for it. It was there in your DNA to fulfill that mandate, to fulfill that assignment that God has given. And so you must work on your mindset. What's your belief system? What's your belief system? What do you believe is true for you? That becomes your life. Our speaker of yesterday said something. If you can't, I think he said, if you can't see it in your mind, you can't have it in your life. Something like that. You have to first believe a thing before you can possess that thing. In the realm of the spirit, there is a word there. It's a realm there. And for whatever you possess here on earth, you must first have possessed it in your mind. I know this from experience. If you can't see it in your mind, you can't have it in your life. So what is your belief system? What's your mindset? What do you carry to be true? What do you hold to be true? You need to change that. If it's not going to help you achieve your purpose, the main aim of God's creation of you, if you're not going to achieve it with your current mindset, you need to change your mindset. How do you change your mindset? Change what you digest. Change what you read. Change what you see. Because the sole gateway to your mind is what you hear and what you see. That is why you have to change your environment sometimes. Your physical environment and your mental environment. Take books that help you to see far. Join communities that spur you up. Watch speakers like you are here. You are privileged to be here. Your transformation has begun already. Watch sessions like this. They are everywhere on YouTube. Okay? So do these things to change your mindset. Because if you don't change your mindset, you can't have the results. Number two, the second tool for dominion is your words. Before I go here first, let me just say something on the last point. Nothing shall be impossible to him that believes. That's the word of Christ. If you have a possibility mindset, you will live a possibility lifestyle. Everything becomes possible for you. As far as you see it, you can have it. When I started hosting conferences, I did not see myself as, are you sure we can ever achieve this? Well, as I began to see possibilities, it became easier. So you must begin to see possibilities. The mindset you should have, you should read the word of God more. It will help you to stretch your mindset, to make you see possibilities. That's one of the tools of the word of God. It helps you to see possibilities. So number two, your words. How do you speak? What kind of words do you say? You must be very intentional with your words because your words are powerful. Your words create your result. Your words create your life. Something just happens. Maybe there's a problem and you just quickly shout, I don't die, I don't die. Any small thing, you are dead. That is a wrong way to talk. You just easily say anything. You must carefully choose your words because the Bible says life and death are in the power of what? The tongue. So whether you die or not truly is in the power of your words. There are people who confess death before they are 50. They're already telling themselves that, oh man, this life go hard. This life is not easy. Let me just die quick. And so before they even get to 60, they are gone because they've already been confessing it since that life will be hard. So you must begin to confess positive things. When you speak it, it happens. It may not happen immediately, but it happens. You may not know. Your words are very powerful. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. What you say is what happens in your life. If you want to, you can sit down and do some analysis and check yourself. This is my life I'm living now. Are you sure it's not based on the things I've been saying about myself before? Change what you say about yourself. Speak only possibilities. Right? Speak only possibilities. Don't just say anything that comes to mind. Speak only possibilities. Even though things are looking like, this is, just always speak possibilities. Okay? Number 3, your skills. Tools for dominion, your skills. So check your skill bank. What are your competencies? What are the things that you can do? Your skill, talk about your wisdom. Your wisdom. Dominion does not come separate from wisdom, separate from skill. If you go to war, the man who wins and one thing about skills is creativity. Now, I want you to take note of this. When God created man, he said, let us make man in our own image and in our own likeness. Take note that he's saying, I want to create someone like me who can think like me, who can create like me. So God created everything we need on the earth, and our role is to create from these things. We are here doing a live session today because someone tapped into that divine ability of creativity. Creativity is not much in activity, but in your ability to think. You can be doing something over and over again. That doesn't mean you are creative. For instance, one of the reasons why Apple, right, iPhone, and their products are usually top hits in the market is because they exercise their creative ability all the time. So they think outside of the box. They think out of the box. They create new products. When the iPhone was first launched, there was nothing like that in the market. When Bill Gates started Microsoft, he wanted to create portable laptops instead of desktops, instead of big office hardware systems. He wanted to create something portable. Your ability to think out of the box is what shows your true creativity. Not because you are doing something, not because you are working. Not because you are working, not because you are I can design. I'm a designer. And in the next 5 years, you are still designing the same thing you have been doing. There's no improvement. You are a writer. There's no improvement in your writing skill. You're not thinking out of the box. How can I make this thing better? How can I make it simpler? How can I make it more easy? Or how can I make it easier? You have to think. Your creativity is tied to your thinking ability, not just your activities. So use your mind, use your brain wisely, use that gift of creativity that God has given. It's a tool for dominion. Number 4, your niche, right? Your industry, your niche. You have to choose a niche for yourself. You are not El Shaddai. You cannot do everything. I was telling somebody which day, she wants to carry all the problem of her family. And I reminded her of what I heard from Pastor Femi Lazarus. If you want to become El Shaddai, you will soon die. Eh? You want to become El Shaddai, you will soon die. You want to do everything, carry all the burden of the house, and you are not capable yet. You soon die. So, if you want to dominate, don't be a shadow. Don't conquer every niche. Start somewhere. Everybody who is successful, influential, whatever you know today, they have a niche. They have a place. They have a unique assignment. They have a unique place in destiny. So don't come and say, today you are doing this, tomorrow you are doing that, next tomorrow you are doing the other one, and everywhere you are jumping everywhere. No, pick somewhere and stay there. Build there. Soon you will start seeing the result. Build there. Your niche. Right? Then quickly, number 5. Your volume. Your volume. Your volume is a tool for dominion. You may not understand this, but let me try to explain. If 2 countries are going to war, 2 countries are going to war, and the 2 nations, they are skilled in the same way. They have the same tools, the same equipment, the same everything. The country who has the highest number is more prone to winning that battle. Why? Because if we do it, okay, they have the same skill, they have the same everything. 1 to 1, one army to one. This army kills one, this one kills one, this one kills one. In the end, this one who has less number will die earlier, they will all die. And then this one will still have some left, and they have won the battle automatically. One tool for dominion is your volume. I made explanation of Dangote cement. They are everywhere. God said, replenish the earth, fill it up. So your volume matters in destiny. Your volume matters in dominion. How much of what you are doing now can you produce this year? Let me just see the practical example. If you are making, let's say, 100,000 naira, selling 10 products every month. Let's say one of them is 10,000 naira. You're selling 10 of them, that's 100,000 naira. If you increase that volume and you can sell 20, you make double. How about selling 30? How about selling 100? How about selling 1,000? When you increase the volume, you reach more people, you make more money, you get more results. So increase your volume. It's a tool for dominion. You are building an organization, increase your numbers. Come on, increase your numbers, go to other countries. The churches we know today that are most influential are the biggest churches. They have more people, they have more followers. So your volume matters. Then lastly, in this point, tools for dominion, your associations. Your associations. So there are times you can't do it alone. Not just there are times. In fact, in life, you can't do it alone. I won't be here having this session live with you if I don't have my able moderator who is smiling at the background, looking at us, right? You can't do life alone. And then we won't have this number of persons watching, and then even those who registered and all that, if we didn't have you guys to share. And then, aside from that, there are lots of things I cannot do for myself. I will need someone else to do those things for me. And there are a lot of things you cannot do for yourself. You need someone to do those things for you. Your associations. But you have to be careful with your associations. Who are your closest amongst them? Who are your closest friends? Who are your allies? Who are they? Right? You need to check your associations. Very powerful. Very powerful. Your associations, right? Then quickly, because of time, I think we're supposed to be done with this session very soon. So we can ask questions and then wrap up. But then quickly, the character of true dominators. So we're done with the tools. I said 6 tools. Your mindset, your words, your skills, your niche, your volume, and your association. Now, the character, right, of true dominators. So without a good character, you can have all the tools for dominion and still fail in the battle of life. I'm not interested in building people who have skills, they have tools, they have the words, they understand the principles of dominion, they have everything, and then they lack in character. Character is about your person, who you are, your moral conduct. When people see you, what do they think first of you? Because I don't want to call names, but you could be like one of our politicians in Nigeria and become possibly a president. And you get there and mess up. But because you understand how to play the game of corruption, you are still there. Right? And then you're making things worse for the citizens, for the populace. Everyone is suffering. You think that you are doing yourself good by having a name, but you are destroying that name. People will talk about that name tomorrow and say, that man destroyed Nigeria. That man did this, that man did that. They will say a lot of things. You have lost your reputation. It will be better you did not come out to become so person, and then your name was still okay. They still want, okay, the person tried. When he was here, he tried, when he was there. Then you came and messed everything up. And still maybe you could not even communicate to your people very well to make them understand that maybe for some reasons things are hard. Right? So character matters a lot. Talent can take you to the top, but character is what will keep you there. It's a very popular saying, right? You can get up by talent, you can get to a space of influence, you can become powerful and all that. But if you don't have a good character, people will soon get tired of you. That name will soon be a burden. When they hear your name, it becomes a burden. They don't want to even hear you. Someone who breaks your trust today, to be difficult for you to be free and flow with that person tomorrow. So you must have a good character. So how do you have it? What's the character? What are the character traits of true dominators? After this, we wrap up. Number one, they have total submission to their creator. They have total submission to their creator. They don't do life alone. And there are people who can do that. True dominators in God's light, they don't do life without their creator. They take time to listen to God and what He's saying, His biddings. They take time to understand His directions. I was listening to a session a few days back, and then the speaker said something. Understanding the voice of God is your biggest capital in life. It will save you a lot of losses. A lot of deals you should not have entered that would have ruined your life. If you are listening to the voice in your spirit, it would have saved you from those losses. So learn to be totally submissive to it. It's a character trait. It's a lifestyle trait of true dominators. Be totally submissive. Number two, oneness with their words. Oneness. If I say this today, I am living it. I'm not saying this and doing something else. I'm not saying this, I am preaching this, and then I'm living this different. No. Oneness with their words. Whatever I say, I am bounded by my words to fulfill it. If I say I'm doing this today, I'm doing this today. I live by that principle. Anything I say, I do. I'm not saying this, I'm doing something else. No. This is for those who really want to dominate, right? This year and onwards. Because you cannot have these things and not dominate for life. Number three, they have genuine love for people. Right? They have genuine love for people. So because of that love, they want to serve others, they want to help others, they want to create a lifestyle of equality amongst people. They don't trample down on this one because this one is low, and then they exalt this one because it's high. No, they love everybody. They treat everybody equally, right? They have genuine love for people. You may not know how powerful this thing is until you will find out tomorrow that because of a singular act of love for someone, it even saved you tomorrow. You may not know until it happens to you, right? So they have genuine love for people. Number four, they have consistency of values. Consistency of values. So their value system is the same consistently. It's consistent with God's word. So they are living that life consistently every year of their life. Consistency of value. So they're not holding something true today, and then tomorrow they are changing their words, they are changing their conviction on that thing. No, they are holding true to their values. Consistency of values. Number 5, they have integrity and honesty. Now, people are looking for those who have integrity. It's no longer more about how skillful you are now. People are looking for those who they can trust. So, do you have integrity? Are you honest? Break people's trust, you have lost them. So, you must have integrity and honesty. Number 6, unbeatable work ethics. When you go to work, unbeatable work ethics. Nobody can beat you at work in your workplace. If you say you're working 8 hours, you're working 8 hours. You don't come to work and then you're doing something else, playing with every other stuff, no value for your time, no value for people's time, and talk, and then you have more problems because you are talking so much. No, you have unbeatable work ethics. You are working around the clock when you have to work. You're also resting when you need to rest, but then you are working when it's time for work. You're working. Nobody should be able to beat you in terms of work. Nobody should be able to beat you in terms of work. I mean, in your workplace and in your life. Because you cannot have dominion being lazy. No. Lazy people don't dominate. Lazy people are dominated by others. So you must learn to have a good work ethic. Then number what now? Number 7, faithfulness. And I would like to add faithfulness with money. Right? Many people they're not so good with money. They cannot manage money. Any money that comes to their hand, they squander it. Squander everything. Money just comes, it just goes. Boom. It just comes, it just goes. So you must learn to be faithful with money. A portion of your money should be kept in savings. A portion should be kept for investment. A portion should be kept for feeding. And just make sure your money is well organized. You don't just carry money and boom. I know some people like that. But then, as you have learned now, you have to be very faithful. Manage your money very well. Because one of the tools that you even need for dominion is also money. But it's not a primary tool. Because money is meant to be under our control. Money is like all the other things that God created on the earth, and we are meant to dominate them. So you have to master money, be a master of money, right? You have to be a master of money. That's where faithfulness with money coming. Master your money. Don't just spend it anyhow and master your money. All right, so I'll stop here because of time. It's already past 9, and we're supposed to have 45 minutes for the session. But I think we have had enough value for tonight to be able to stop here. So please, if you've got value from tonight's section, before I call the moderator to come up, let me see your comments in, and then we can ask questions afterward. But then let me just see your comments first. You got value. Just tell us 1 or 2 things you learned from tonight's session. I'm very hopeful that after this session, you will go back, reflect on your life, reflect on your results, and then you'll be able to come back and say, okay, I need to do this differently. I need to change my mindset. I know God has created me for dominion, and I have to have dominion. You need to change your mind. You need to, do all these check and balances, and then come back to your word and conquer your world. I'm very hopeful and expectant that for everyone who participated here tonight, and those who will still watch the session, they would later on, they will be able to dominate this year and every other year of their lives. So thank you very much for joining me. It was amazing speaking with you guys. I hand over to our moderator now. Take the stage.
That was so exciting.
can't hear you. I can't hear you. It seems your mic is not connected well or something.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. I think so.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please. You can.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. I was so amazed. And one of the major highlights I got was the point where you talked about having the positive mindset. And it's one thing that some young people and even the older generation, they've fail to understand that our words are powerful. So the moment you begin to say, I don't think I can make it, I don't think I can do this, I don't think I can do that, it begins to reflect in our actions and inactions and how far we can achieve. Thank you so much for that section. I believe our viewers, our audience, those that joined us, they have one key point, one highlight or the other. I want to see those comments on the chat box. Tell us what you've learned from this section. Tell us what you've learned, your take home, what you've learned. Christabel is saying these are traits of true dominators. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, yes, yes. Elizabeth is saying money should be well organized. I would love to hear comments. Please tell us what you've learned from this section and also your questions. If you have any question, please let's have it on the chat box. Do you have any question from the first day, second day, and today, which is the grand finale? Do you have any question? Do we have any question? I'm waiting for your questions. I have a question, but then let's take one from the audience. Um, any question? Let's also see your comments. Tell us that one comment that blew your mind. I know there are lots and lots of them, lots of them. My jotter is already filled. I know there are lots and lots of comments. Please tell us what you've learned so far.
I think you can go ahead with your question while we wait for them.
All right. So my question is coming from one of the tools for Dominion, like you rightly mentioned. Let me just go over the tools: mindset and beliefs, your words, your skills, your niche, your industry, your volume, your association. These are the six tools that you gave us for Dominion. So I have a question that is coming from the volume. And I want to ask, when you talk about increasing your volume, can you expatiate more on that? Give us more like literal examples of how one can increase his or her volume. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Increasing your volume basically I think it's simple. You're doing one, increase it to two, right? Whatever you're doing, okay, I'm serving one person. How can I serve two persons? How can I serve five persons? How can I serve 10 persons? How can I serve 100 persons? How can I serve 1,000 persons? So, a practical example could be a company that is producing. Okay, there's one I could use: a Kentucky Fried Chicken or maybe Domino's Pizza. Anyone. When they started, they had just one restaurant, right? Just one restaurant. They started in one place. And so they built from one, entered two, three, four, five, and then 10. And so they've covered the whole of America. And they are in other parts of the world. They are even in Nigeria, right? As we are speaking. So the goal of volume is increasing your numbers, right? Increasing your numbers, increasing how many people you can serve, increasing how much persons you can reach. So there are lots of things that come in between or come into increasing your volume. In the sense that you may need more manpower, you may need more um, assets, more capital, and all that. But then the simple explanation is that increase your numbers. For instance, if you are a freelancer or you are a service provider, and you provide services for social number of persons in a month. Only you do that. Okay, how can I serve more than this number? You may need to train someone who can do it like you, right? So at that point, you have increased your volume. So not just you, but two. And then from there, you train more, you get three, you get five, you get. So basically, that's what it means to increase your volume, right? The Bible says replenish the earth. It means to fill up the earth. So you have to see how you can spread wide, far and wide. Okay, that's the explanation for that. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It did. Thank you so much, sir. And one other thing too that I'm going to reflect on, even as we are done with this section, is the points where you talked about renewing your mind, your mindset, and how it goes a long way to affect how you see yourself. So you talked about casting down imaginations and to subdue whatever thoughts that says you cannot achieve something. So one of the practical ways one can do that is using words of affirmation. So maybe you're coming from a poor background or a place where you feel, okay, nothing good can come out of me. So you're waking up in the morning, your morning thoughts, you're giving yourself those affirmations. You will do well, you will succeed. Lord is going to prosper the works of your hands. Anything your hand touches is going to be blessed. So those words of affirmation, they go a long way to renew our mind, to renew our hearts and how we perceive ourselves. So it's been an exciting section. It's been an enlightening section. I really want to appreciate our president, the kingmaker, the convener of Kickstart 2024 for this beautiful time. Thank you so much for pouring yourself to us, your heart to us, your time. I know you still have lots of things that you would have loved to share, but because of our time constraint, thank you so much. I really appreciate. Thank you so much, sir. I don't know if you have any other comments, any other question from our viewers. And please, if you're here for the first time, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notification bell as well. So you're going to be notified whenever we put on any content on this YouTube channel. So you don't miss out. Please hit the subscribe button. And those that have subscribed already, thank you. Thank you everyone for staying tuned from day one, day two, and here we are in the grand finale. Thank you so much everyone for staying tuned with us. Do we have any more questions? I don't know if President has a closing remark for us.
Okay. Thank you very much. Basically, we are done with tonight's session. Thank you to everyone who joined us. So I just have one thing to say for those who will be watching later on, or those who are still here. If you need a association, a community, a network of people who can help you dominate this year in your business, in your career, whatever part of your life, you want to have monthly accountability to push for your goals. I'm inviting you to join our mastermind. I think the flyer will be dropped on a group on WhatsApp. The link will also be dropped on the comment section to register for the mastermind, right? So basically, if you need help with accountability, you need help with a community of people who are pursuing the same goal, right, of dominion as you to get better results this year, get a better job. Last year, we got some persons who got better jobs, high paying jobs. We got people who made some millions of naira. We got people who got some scholarships. And then we got lots of testimonies. I can't list all of them. So this year, we're going again and we're going bigger and better. So I know we have said a lot of things, and then for some of you, you can run with them, and that's awesome. But for some persons, they need, a community. They need a fellowship of people who have same like mind to help them push for these goals that they are seeking and chasing. So if you need that push, you need that group, you need that. You're not going to just be pushed. You're also going to push yourself and push others. But you need that community so that you can drive towards your goal. Then you would reach out to us on WhatsApp, and then possibly through the link that will be dropped here so that you can be part of that community. But aside from that, we'll also be doing monthly live sessions here every month. This is just the first month, so this is the first time we're doing this on YouTube. So every month after now, we'll be doing this on YouTube. And I'm hopeful that before the end of the year, we'll have lots of amazing testimonies from every one of you, how you conquered in your niche, in your industry, in your business, in your career, in your ministry, how you made progress, how because of what we shared in our sessions, you were transformed in your mind and you got social results. Right? That's what excites me and gives me joy and gives me fulfillment. That you got in contact with us, and because of that contact, something changed for the better in your life. And so I would love to see more of such testimonies from you guys. So just be anticipating all our monthly programs here, anticipate all our events, even both physical, that will be happening in your location in Nigeria, because we're going to several states also. And then a lot of other things that would happen. So this is just the beginning, and I'm welcoming you officially to a year of dominion. See you in your dominion next time, right? Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Over to you,
Thank you.
Ma.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, it's our year of dominion. I still want to thank the convener for this initiative. And I believe that these 3 days that we have spent on this learning platform, you've gotten it. I mean, you've gotten that one key to open those doors of endless opportunities in 2024. And please don't miss out. Whatever strategy you've heard, whatever instruction you've gotten, please, as much as possible, get to work. I mean, get to work. We want to start getting those feedback and results by the first quarter of the year, the second quarter of the year. We want to start seeing the impact of this program. And this is one of the things that's going to motivate us to push for more and to organize more and more interesting programs like this. Please do well to take note of these strategies and insights. And trust that our speakers have been dishing out these values. You'll find yourself climbing that ladder of success, that ladder of dominance, that ladder of taking charge of your sphere of influence. So, as much as possible, don't just have your notes. Go through what you've learned so far, the things that you need to correct, things that you need to put in place. Please and please don't allow this 3 days you've spent, your battery, your data, your time. Don't allow these 3 days, and also the time of our guest speakers as well. Please put those things in place and let us start getting the feedbacks. Very soon, we're going to send out another form to have your comments, your suggestions, and what have you. So please, as much as you can, stay tuned. I mean, stay tuned. If you're not on the WhatsApp group yet, we're going to send in the link to our WhatsApp community and also the mastermind community our convener has talked about. Let me just throw more light into it. I've seen some of the strategies and things that he has put in place for us. And sincerely, what you're paying for it is not going to be measured to the impact and the value you're getting at the end of the year. So as much as you can, hop into the group, hop into this mastermind, and trust me, 2024 is going to be that year you've been all waiting for. Thank you so much once again. Do have an amazing time. We'll be having this series every month. So please, if you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on important information. Thank you so much once again. Do have an amazing night. See you. Bye, everyone.